All right.
Perfect.
You look amazing.
Oh, thank you. I had a shower for you today.
Creation, bam bam, ayo. What a bam bam, bam bam dilang, bam bam, bam bam dilang, bam bam, ay. What a bam.
I'm ready. I can go. Oh, I can go. Here we go. Yeah, I usually don't have my headphones on. I usually just go, but he's making me wear headphones today.
Great. You look amazing with the headphones too. It
Oh,
looks
thank
more like the podcast.
yeah, like a real thing. Get into it. I
Yeah.
love it. That's what I love about you.
Joe Rogan style.
Come on, from your lips to God's ears. Come on with that big
Yeah.
I don't even need that big of a contract. I can do. If they give me $1 million a year, I can make it work. I'll make it work. Like that's plenty for me. You want me
We're
to do
gonna
my?
get there.
We're gonna get. You want me to do my intro and everything else like usual? Okay. All right. I'll do my intro. Hey guys, it's Damon Johnson of DJ Realty Solutions. On today's open house, we have a very, very special guest. I'm not going to mess his name up, I promise. I've been practicing all day. It's Giampaolo Ienna. Giampaolo is, I wrote it down. So if I look down, guys, I'm looking at my notes. I didn't want to goof this up. Giampaolo is a real estate tycoon, an entrepreneur, a restaurateur, and a hot man about town. Giampaolo is known on both coasts internationally. Giampaolo has been featured in Forbes, Authority Magazine, and the London Daily, just to name a few. Giampaolo, thank you for agreeing to come on to Open House today. I know that you're fresh off of your birthday vacation. Happy 18th. We'll say you're always 18.
30-second.
Oh, that's not. Oh, you're still a baby.
Right.
Oh, good. I'm old.
How are you, Damon?
I'm good. I'm doing great. Thanks for having me. Thanks for coming on. This is going to be super. I'm going to try not to hold you long. I'm going to do some rapid fire questions here. Anything that you don't want to answer that's too risque, you let me know. Anything you want to add to further experience, you go there too. If I'm talking too much, you cut me off. We'll go. Are you ready?
Yes, first of all, I would like to thank you for having me on your podcast. It's a pleasure. It was amazing to meet you a few weeks ago. Prior to it wasn't a birthday vacation, but honestly, it was more as work. I only had like about a day or two to really enjoy with few friends in Los Angeles and Miami. But it was very, very good to turn off the New York City heat and go look for other new adventure on the West Coast. And
Nice.
yeah. So that being said, I'm very excited to be on your podcast.
I'm very happy to have you here. I know my listeners are going to enjoy this as much as I will. I'm already having a great time. First question. How did you get started in real estate? I know I've read all the articles and I've done my research, but what made you, I know what I've read, it was more of a family business, but what made you step out of that comfort zone of like, I'm going to try this on my own in the States?
So when literally I started work in hospitality business 11 years ago, slash 12, when I just moved on to the States. And basically I was only working in restaurants and trying to find my way up into the music business, because the reason why I moved in the States, it was mainly because of music. I was DJing and producing back in Italy and Europe and whatever you want to call it. And when I moved here, my dream was to work in the nightlife world of New York City. And then obviously when you move here, it's a completely different perspective than just a little kid that's 17, 18 years old that moves to the States and he wants to be this kind of big deal DJ. Obviously it didn't happen that fast as I thought. But I was just, a little kid from Sicily, just moving to the States and, with big dreams. Obviously I had to pay my bills somehow. So I had to start working in restaurants. And for Italians, it's very easy to start working in restaurants in the city. And then I worked my way up. I met with few people that I was actually looking forward to meet in the nightlife business in New York, in the restaurants. So I tried to make my own connections. I built my little Rolodex to the point that I started working in nightclubs where I actually wanted to work. At the same time, I had to still pay my bills because music, it wasn't paying that much money. So
Right.
I had to work my way up into from like a little dishwasher to a busboy to a runner to a server to a manager to a general manager, then to became this what people say the VIP director or the celebrity whisperer of New York City and stuff like that, to the point that, okay, so now that I have all this connection during my time in New York, while I was working with all these celebrities and host them and everything, 2 years after that I moved into the States, I was actually doing real estate during the day and as a part-time job. I was working in restaurants in the evening and then working in nightclubs at night. I literally had
Wow.
an amazing life. It was really, I didn't feel it because at the end of the day, I was very young. So for me, working 18 hours, 19 hours a day, it was normal. I just had
Mm-hmm.
big dreams and I just wanted to make it happen. The moral of the story is that at some point in my career in restaurant business, I decided twice to end my hospitality business, and but I didn't really find the connection between, because I used to do three jobs. I was
Oh,
doing,
wow.
again, I was doing real estate as a part-time in the morning. Again, I was doing restaurants in the evening and music. When I finished my music business, that I finally figure out, okay, my dream is done. This is what I really wanted from music to happen in my life. Now, what I really can do with these three jobs, I have to focus in one of the three. So I
Mm-hmm.
said, which one of the three? I have to take one off to focus more in the other two. And unfortunately, my passion was music, but it wasn't connecting with hospitality and real estate. So I,
Okay.
for my heart, I had to do it, but I had to do it because I'm an immigrant. So I had to, hustle and hustle and hustle every day.
Yes.
So basically, I let go music and I started focusing more and getting into the deep. That's how I became the VIP director of these big restaurants and stuff in hospitality. So then I was like, okay, so now I can literally connect hospitality to real estate, because everything that happens in New York, it's very small, but everybody knows about you.
Right.
So what I wanted to do, it was, how do I meet people in the middle of the street? How do I meet people during during the day? The best thing to do, it wasn't meeting people at nighttime while they were doing whatever they were doing, dancing, drinking. There was literally no connections between these two kind of people. So in hospitality, everybody wanted to know me in order to get into these crazy, beautiful restaurants and celebrities and blah, blah. So what I built my Rolodex in restaurants, and my goal was, okay, I meet you at the restaurant, then in the morning I'll meet you at my office.
Got it.
This was my point of connection in between acquiring a new client and then closing a deal in restaurants. I mean, in real estate.
Very
And this is
smart.
how I got. So I did literally 8 years of part-time real estate and 11 years of full-time restaurants. I tried to go full-time in real estate twice. I both failed because I didn't close any deal in that past 8 years. I was like, okay, now I'm ready. I'm going to do real estate. I get into real estate. I let go restaurants and I use all my money. I didn't have no money. So I had to go back to restaurants. 2-3 years later, I do that again. And I failed completely for another 6 months. And now finally 2 years ago, I took the chance and I was like, okay, you know what? Now I think I'm ready. And then that's what happened. I let go everything, music and restaurants, and I took real estate fully in full force. And thank God, it's been amazing, an amazing experience closing one of the biggest deal that I ever did in this past 8 years in my real estate career.
Nice. So I know that you said that you when we talked earlier that you really know all your clients. And I feel like that way I feel like I do my business similar to yours, not on a such of a big scale as yours, but it always to me seems that when you know a client or you know of them or you kind of have some people in common, it makes the process easier because people don't understand that this is the process. All they want to do is move in. They want keys, they want to move. They don't
Mhm.
even want to see the necessary moving parts of it. For you, do you find you have to do more of the explaining of the process to them? Or do you just not even, you just glance over it and say, this is this and that's that, trust me, I got you? Or how do you go about it?
So it's not about the way I go is the reason why I mainly work with people that I know. It's not because I don't want to be the guy who explained to you how the real estate transactions and the process of renting an apartment or buying a condo or buying a house and whatever it works. That's not my point, because in order for us as a real estate agents to learn to earn the trust from our clients or customers, that it's the first thing that we try to do with people that we just meet. The reason why I work with people that I already know, it's because I don't have to tell them, hey, trust me, you know, I'm going to be the guy, blah, blah, blah. I don't need to sell myself because I built my Rolodex for 12 years in New York. And at the end of the day, I really don't need to sell myself. Fortunately, it took me many years to do that, because now people know me from the restaurant business. They really know who I am. I went to their personal lifetimes, a dinner with their families and with their daughters, with their sons and with their wives, dinner homes, holidays spent in different states. So I did all that. I don't really need to earn any trust from them at the end of the day. But the most important thing is, okay, when I help you finding a house or an apartment, my goal is to have any of your friends walking in one of the house or apartments that I helped you acquiring, and saying, hey, this place is amazing, this house is amazing, who helped you getting it? And my best, and this is my goal, is to let you, for you to let know your friends that I helped you, and they can trust me on their or starting their process of buying or renting their apartment, whatever they want to do. At the end of the day, I'm very real. I I put all my cards right on the table, and I said, if you are really willing to do this, it will take me very short amount of time to help you.
Mm-hmm.
I will help you through the process. You don't need to go crazy with your life changing schedule and stuff. I'll tell you when we need to sign a document, when we need to go see this particular property. I don't make you go crazy. I don't make you go look for places online. You don't do that. You live your personal life, and I'll connect with you once every 2, 3, 4 days with all the info that you need to know. You just tell me whenever you're available, and we make everything happen very quick. It shouldn't be that stressful process that people have about buying a real estate. It shouldn't be. And fortunately, I have that kind of uh, um, I have that kind of gift that I don't make you I don't stress you out on that. I make everything very easy for you and your family to go through that process.
Right.
That's the reason why. Yeah.
Yeah, you're very welcoming. You're very, guys, I had dinner with him. It was amazing. Very welcoming, I felt like, and I know people say this and it's kind of a cliche, but you know how you meet certain people and it's like you've known them all your life? That's how I felt when I first met you. I was like, like people when you see them in person. You're like, either it's gonna click or it's not. And when I first saw you, I was like, that's him. That's my person. You know, kind of your tribe when you meet them. Don't get in the car with him, no, guys, because he drives like a bat out of hell. But you know, and I get that from my clients a lot. They're like, Damon, I knew you were my person, because people gravitate towards personalities. They gravitate towards warmness and familiarity and, you know, a sense of belonging, not necessarily more of the business point of it. They gravitate towards you. They'll gravitate towards you know, I want to work with Damon. I want to work with Giampaolo. I want to work with that person. It's not so much of the house or the apartment or the building. They want that experience. And speaking of experiences, guys, I have to ask him this question. This is going to throw him off. I'm going to take a detour off business a little bit. I'm going to put it.
Nothing throw me off.
Oh,
Literally nothing.
I'm going to put him in the hot seat. I wrote this question down. You definitely enjoy a meal. Do you cook? Who taught you? And what's your favorite thing to make?
Obviously, I'm Italian from Sicily, so there is none a person that really taught me how to cook. As kids in Italy, we just figure out because both of your parents sometimes, most of the times, it's just your dad that works.
Mm-hmm.
In my case, was both of them working. So me and my younger brother Andrea, we just figure out how to cook at home. Obviously, we took off the fact of, okay, now we have to know how to cook. When I personally moved out of my family, let's say when I moved out of Sicily,
Mm-hmm.
I had to really figure out how to cook. But since when we were young kids on the way back home, we were just going up in the fridge, finding out things. At nighttime, of course, you watch your mom, your grandma, your father cook. So in the morning, what you try to do, said, okay, dad puts first the olive oil, then the garlic, and then he puts the sauce on the separate thing, and then he throws the water to cook the pasta, and then he strain the pasta, and then so you just remember what your parents are
Yeah.
doing, and then you try to make yourself a better cook. Just when you get in the morning after school, you get home and you're like, okay, I'm gonna try to replicate whatever my father and my mom did in the past, but this is what we actually try to do. So little by little, you get better, you get better, you get better. And just instead of making just a regular pasta with the red sauce, then you start making your chicken milanese, and then the lasagna, and then the pasta, and then the meat, and then the fish. And you just try to get better and better along the way. Favorite things to do is obviously pasta. Um, it's my real thing that I rather do instead of meat and fish. And yeah, I mean, pasta is my favorite thing to cook.
Pasta's your favorite. Okay.
Yeah,
Now,
absolutely.
do you make your own pasta, or when you go to the store, are you like, this is trash, I'm gonna make my own?
I don't prepare our fresh homemade pasta because obviously, first of all, I never did it. I've watched my mom and my grandparents and my father
Really?
doing it so many times, but honestly, I have never done it myself,
Really?
and 100%. And I don't have time to do that
Of
because it
course.
requires a long time to do that. But definitely, I don't make my own. But when I go to a store, we try to catch the perfect combination of things that will make a great dish at the end of the day. It's very difficult to find the great ingredient
Mm-hmm.
right on the spot because, for example, for the mozzarella, you have to go to that specific place. And for the ham, you have to go to this other place. And for the meat, you have to go to this other place. For the chicken, you have to go to this other place. And it's very difficult to do that in New York, especially. But hey, we make it happen anyways. I mean,
I see you. I
yeah.
can't wait. I'm super excited. So as I'm watching, I don't know if you guys have watched his Instagram. He plays a lot of tennis. He does a lot of motorcycling. You seem to be very active. What do you do? Now, do you consider that your spare time, or do you consider that part of your schedule, or what do you like to do in your spare time when it's just you at home with a magazine? What are you doing?
Mainly what I do is just I brainstorm, and when I have time to do that is just at nighttime when I finish my full day of work, which is running around the city or make phone calls or showings or do things and do that. I don't only do that, I do many other things, but I just brainstorm. I really don't watch TV, I don't watch shows. I love tennis, yes. So
Yes.
during the day, if I have time, or even after work before going home, I just bring my bag with me to the office or whatever I have to be. And then at nighttime, I just meet up with a few friends and we just play tennis. But honestly, when on my spare time, my hobby is just playing tennis. And when I get home, it's just brainstorming of my next move the day after. I don't really have a real hobby. For me, it's just okay. You wake up in the morning and you're like, okay, now, Giampaolo, you're on your own. How are we making money today?
Yeah, and you know what's so funny? I I'm kind of hard on myself about that. I'll wake up and be like, oh no, I'll do when I go to sleep. Did you make any money today? And I'll be like, no, but I did a great podcast and had 2 showings. And I'm like, did you call any clients today? And that's always a yes for me. I email, text my clients, new clients and old ones all the time. But I ask myself that it's funny that you do that. I ask myself that question: did you make money today, or did you spend money today? And if you spent money,
Right.
what did you buy? Was it something for your business, or was it something just silly? So I try to self-check myself every day to be like, what did you do and what are you going to do different tomorrow? And did that work what you did today? So I try to
Mhm.
keep myself in check, especially with my business about, what's
Yeah.
coming in, what's going out. Take me through, if you can. I know you're working on stuff that you can't talk about. I totally get it. Take me through a typical day for you, like from the time you're out in the morning to what do you do first, and what is walk me through a day with you.
So my days are all different from each
Hmm.
other, completely different.
Okay.
Because sometimes you have phone calls to do in the morning. Sometimes instead of being phone calls, you have to answer text messages, emails, or you have showings. So every morning, every day is completely different. I might do the things that I did this morning tonight, and I might do things that I will do tonight this morning. It's always like a change of plans and everything. I don't really know exactly what I'm going to do tomorrow. All I know is that, okay, I have showings, I have this podcast, I have these phone calls and things like that. But everything in between is always honestly, is always changing. Is never, oh, what's your routine? No, my routine used to be before Corona to get to the gym, and then office meetings, phone calls, emails, text messages. It was always about
Hmm.
that. But what differentiate every day is, okay, Giampaolo, why in the morning you're like dedicating a half hour into social medias, or you're just reaching out to people overseas and things like that? You always change. And the reason why it changes is because in real estate in New York, people have uh, things to do, so they're going to work, so they are going to look for an apartment or talk to their real estate agent after they come back home. So
Hmm.
what we do as real estate agent is that in the morning we are answering all the emails that maybe I fell asleep at 10 p.m. last night. Somebody got home at 10 p.m. and started to look for houses or started to look for apartments. So they start to, contacting all these brokers and these apartments. So I might sleeping. So when I wake up, I have to answer all these questions and all these phone calls. I have to get back to people. And then during the day, sometimes nothing really happens because
Right.
everybody is at work.
At
So
work.
so when you answer to these emails and then you get to 7, 8 o'clock, they got back home and they start answering. So
Right.
in the
Like.
morning, right. So in the morning, I'm telling them, hey, okay, it's cool to meet up at 5 o'clock or 4 o'clock or 3 o'clock or 10 a.m. or whatever. Let's meet up. They see the email, they go to the showings, and then when I come home, I'm like, okay, now there is the other rush of people that are coming home from work and they're gonna start to contact you. I'm gonna answer, fell asleep, wake up, and then these other people contact me. So in the morning, I take care of people that contact me the night before.
Before.
And at night, I take care of the things that I did in the morning and getting ready for the people who's going to contact me at night, to make sure that the day after I have meetings, I have showings, I have this, I have that. But it constantly, completely changes every day.
Right. Yeah, because
It's
people,
never the same.
it's never the same. People are like, Damon, how's your day? They think that I just lay around and watch the judge shows in the morning. I'm like, I have to get up and go. Like I look at my schedule and I'm like, okay, I ask myself, where do I got to be today? Do
Yeah.
I might start at the office. I may start like tomorrow. I have to start with an inspection, and then I got to go back to check on those closings. So, like you say, it just depends really on the day, how many deals you have going, what projects you want to work on. Because you're right, our schedule, we're kind of 24/7 because I will call my clients, I get a wave of them. This wave, I got to work on these 5, 6 people. Then the next wave gotta come. Here they come. One to like my deals now are closing out for the end of the month. Now I got my December wave that are wanting to look, and it's like it's like a big circle. It just starts it starts all over again. So you kind of have to hurry up and get those people closed, right, so I can come on with the December stuff. So yeah, I get it. I totally understand that. I think people have a misconception of what we do, and I'm like, I really only my phone only stops ringing and then the emails start. So it's not like it's not like my phone doesn't ring all night, but then the emails go all night, which is a good thing because when they aren't calling you, that means you don't get a check. So I'm all for staying busy. What do you want? Now, this is my only serious one. What do you want to be remembered for? Do you want to be remembered for like the guy who went after his dream or the guy who was the most successful in New York and LA, or what do you want your legacy to be?
I have never thought about that. The only things that I really thought is, who do you want to be? And I already know who I want to be. And then, will you be happy by doing who you want to be? Will that make you happy? Yes. I'm already who I wanted to be. I just want to be a greater person than that.
Awesome.
Honestly, nice. I don't want to be remembered to be the greatest of all time, and this is all time. I just want to, at the end of the day, being happy for myself and my family.
Oh, it's so nice. Yeah. Where's Max at? That's what I really should be interviewing. I love that little dog. I can't get enough of it.
So just to make sure, Max is not my dog.
I know, I'm so disappointed.
Max is my aunt/mentor Maria's dog. Yeah.
Can we get a dog? Can we get a dog? No time.
I have an English golden retriever. That's all I can.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. I love dogs. I grew up with I had a Bouvier growing up. It's like a big sheep dog. Yeah. So yeah, I miss not having a pet. I really, really, really do. What can you tell me about? People always ask me, Damon, I want to get started. I want to get started in real estate, but I have when I started real estate, I had a full-time mortgage job. Like we're talking 9 to 7, and I was quote unquote in the bathroom and in the parking lot, trying to do real estate at the same time. So I know for myself, I tell people it all depends on you. Do you want to do it? I started part-time. Do you want to start part-time? Do you want to start full-time? What are you telling people I know you get that question a lot because I don't think people see what we do behind the scenes and how much effort and time. I mean, I love it like you do, but I think that sometimes people just see the closings and they're like, oh, this is fabulous. And I'm like, some weeks you don't get a check, it's not so fabulous. Or sometimes a deal falls apart and you're looking around the house like, do I have a shirt I can take back?
What I suggest everyone, no matter what age they are on, no matter what stage in their life are, personally, all I say, the only few questions that I ask is, okay, so you're thinking about doing real estate. Great. What are you currently doing? And sometimes they're like, oh, I work in restaurants. Right. Keep your job part-time, because unfortunately, fortunately, I don't know if it's a good or a bad thing, for 1 year, if you do it in New York, you won't earn that much money that you are as of now earning with restaurants. So keep your job as you're doing, and in your spare time, which is before lunch or whenever you have free time, you start getting into real estate and join a big firm such as Douglas Elliman or Corcoran or Nest Seekers, because they're the best ones that can actually teach you how to work and do real estate. Those are the best firms that helps you to put your first step into. Because again, the first year you're not making money.
Mm-hmm.
It's very difficult. So I don't want you to be, hey, now I do real estate. And then 1 year in, all your services are gone. Giampaolo, what the hell? I thought you told me to do real estate the first year. I use all my money. I've been through
Right.
twice. Twice I failed completely. I literally have maybe less than $10 in my bank account. I completely failed bad. But it was good for me because right now I can give advices to people. Do not leave your job.
Mm-hmm.
Because obviously if you want to start doing real estate, most of the time you're not 21. You're like into between 25, 26, 27. You already have some kind of willing and drive. You already had some kind of little experience in restaurants. So what I'm telling you is that don't leave your job. Do it for 1 year. Keep it part-time. Look at what it really is. Then in 1 year we talk and you tell me, you know what? I don't have the full-time experience yet, but for the part-time experience that I had, the showings, closing this little $1,500, $2,000 apartment in whatever, I like it. Then I tell you, okay, so now instead of having 5 shifts at the restaurants, instead of having 5, have 4, and then have 3, and give more time to real estate. Have
Mm-hmm.
2, have 1. Little by little, you have to increase your time, but it will take a few years in order for
Right.
you to start earning the same money that you're earning, at least, to survive in New York. New York is a very expensive city. Not at
Yes.
the moment. Not at the moment.
Still more than Michigan. We're looking like, oh,
Right, right.
but yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah, the prices have come down a little.
Yeah. So what I tell them, just little step by step, and I help a lot of those young guys and girls that are getting, or even way older than me, that they had experience. They were like stockbrokers. They're with a great Rolodex. I'm like, oh, they don't like the job anymore. So you're like, you know what? Now you can hit them with real estate.
Right.
So it's or young guys that they're just coming out of school and they're like, I want to do real estate because my mom does real estate. What should I do? What should I do? And I tell them the same thing. Do not think that your mom is giving you the advices that I'm going to give you because I'm more harsh. She's going to help you a little. But do not listen to her. If you want to do real estate, just online, take the course, pass the test, and call me as soon as you're done. And we will have a long conversation. And this is how it goes. So little by little, it takes a long time to start earning money. So I advise all of them to do it part-time the first year or 2. One of the best example I give people is, let's say you work in restaurants and this friend of yours contact you to have dinner at the restaurant where you work. They know you have been working into that place for like many years. You know everything about the menu. You can accommodate the best way that you can make them feel special and VIPs and whatever. So what they're giving you, it's just that night experience. So that means if you're going to mess up their dinner or their date, guess what? You just mess up a dinner, or the chef made mistakes by cooking the specific steak or the pasta or the fish. At the end of the day, they're just having dinner. They're gonna leave the restaurant. They will be unhappy. Your friend will still be friend with you. At the end of the day, you just messed up their dinner experience. They will come back in a week
Right.
or the day after. In real estate, your friends, when you just get the license, when you become an actual real estate licensee, they're not going to call you because what they're doing at that point is putting their personal life in your hand.
Mm-hmm.
They know you just got into real estate. So I tell everyone, okay, great, you just have your got your license. Don't The first thing you're supposed to do is text, emails, calls all of your friends and family, let them know, post it on social media that now you do real estate, then you need a. So don't get disappointed when no one calls you, because everybody knows at that point that you're not working at, for example, the Hunt and Fish Club or Cipriani. You're not doing that anymore. You're working in restaurants. They don't know that you have a manager that is helping you in the back end closing your friend deals. They don't know that. They think, oh, Giampaolo is just sitting in a desk with a computer finding me an apartment, but it's not professional enough, and I have to move into this apartment in like a week. They don't want to give their personal life in your hand,
Right.
because they don't think you're professional enough. It takes way long time, but then it's not impossible. The time that you start getting phone calls from your friends in need of an apartment or a house, that means that you are like completely in full force and you're doing the right thing. Because the most important thing is just to make sure that all your clients are taken care of the same way.
Right.
And obviously, in different, there is like everyone is different, so there is way that you can talk to your specific friend, or your friend refers you to a new person, but your friend tells you, hey, look, my friend is not like me. Okay, I know all that, everyone is different.
Yes.
So it would just take me, okay, let's go to lunch, let's go to dinner, let me talk to the person. It takes me exactly 5 minutes to figure out if I can work with you or not. Most of the time it works out because I have amazing friends that I consider family. And when they introduce me to someone, that means that my friends knows me and they know that I can definitely take care of them. But again, it takes a long time for people to switch completely full time and do real estate. But it takes a long time, but it's not impossible.
It's not impossible. And I'm glad that you touched on the friends and family part, because I come from a huge family, and when I was starting real estate, I was like, oh, this is going to be a snap. I'm going to have so many clients because I have so much family and so many friends. I'm from a small city in Michigan, and everybody knows everybody else. So I was like, oh, I'm going to make $1 million my first year. This is going to be, I know what I'm doing. I used to do mortgages. I was a school teacher. Oh, this is going to be the bomb. Uh, that, oh my, I was like, what? I had to find out, and I tell people this all the time. I see people post this, and I try not to be a jackass when I tell people this. Your friends and family aren't your clients. And they look at me and they go, what do you mean, Damon? And I was like, it took me, nobody taught me that. Nope. I had to just find out for myself. Because we think that, you know, we went to school with this person, or like you said, we've been friends, and they're like, Damon like to go out and party. I don't want to buy no house with him. He might mess up on something. So it took me, like you said, some years of hard work, and I still got a lot of work to do, of branding myself as, oh, you work now. People, oh, you work with Damon, you're gonna have a good time. Oh my God, you're gonna love Damon. So, but that took years because I was angry with people. I was really not. I know that nobody owes me anything, but you know how you get kind of down on yourself, like, oh no, I thought this was going to be the thing. Do they not like me, or am I not, like you said, am I not professional enough? They only see you in that one light. They don't see you sometimes as the great realtor. Now they do, but back then they were like, oh, well, I know Damon from being a school teacher. I know Damon from working at the mortgage company. Now he's doing real estate, and I don't know. But it took me to look at my own situation like, Damon, they don't owe you anything. You've got to go out and get it. So it's funny that you said that. When I really work with somebody that I used to know from childhood, I laugh like, I thought I thought that was all I was going to work with. I was like, by the time I do a stranger, it'll be 5 years from now. I know I have like 60 cousins on my dad's side. So it was like, oh, if they refer me all one person, I'll be busy for years. Didn't happen like that. And I'm kind of glad that it didn't happen like that for me, because it made me really dive into real estate. It made me dive in to like this podcast, social, the ads, the door knocking, the calling, the figuring out loan programs. It made me be a much better realtor than what I thought I was going to be. It made me really, it's still now, I take a class. I go to a class now. I'm virtual learning about stuff. And people are like, oh, Damon, why are you here? I was like, because it's always changing. Something's all like, I have to be here because I don't want to be showing a house and one of my clients asked me a question. I'm like, what you talking about? I don't know. So I kind of always, am looking to grow, improve, and to stay tight and focused. So you'll be like, Oh yeah, work with Damon. Oh yeah, Damon knows his stuff. Or Damon. I'm used to that now. And I try to keep that reputation that I have of, you know, being very thoughtful and thorough and professional and having a good time with them as they're making the biggest, you know, purchase, one of the biggest purchases of their life. So and like you said, you know, when you meet somebody, like, I mean, you surprised me, of course, but it was like, you know, within the first couple minutes, because I was like, are we going with him? I was like, I wasn't intimidated, but I was like, you know how you just don't know? You're like, I call myself Country Mouse. I was like, I don't know if he's gonna like me or what do I, you know what I mean? It's like, what do you do? I mean, I know he's like a thing, but I'm like, well, I'm a thing too in Michigan, so here we go. I said I'll just be a thing, but it was really like we talked about it the whole way home. It was like, that's my person. I was like, that's my person who's going to take me to the next level. I was like, I said that's my person. Was I looking for it? No. Would I have imagined it? No. I was like, but you know when you meet that person, I think in life you meet the people you're supposed to meet. And it was just like, I said, okay, if this is it, this is it. I was like, this is exciting. I'm super excited for the future. I'm so happy that we're brothers, friends, colleagues. This is just, it's been, I know people here in Michigan are sick of me talking about you because I go, Giampaolo is selling this building. And did you see that website? And did you see this? And oh, look at this. Like, I show my loan officers here. I'm like, oh, look at this house. And oh, look at that building. Because I know for us here in Michigan, I get a lot of, not flack, but sometimes the realtors look at me like, Damon, you've already made it. And I'm like, oh no, we're not competition. We're colleagues. I look at, who is that? Chip and Joanna on HGTV. I was like, that's what I want to be doing. I want to buy the town and fix the town and do the building. I was like, and people that know me, they laugh. I go, I don't have to sell all the houses here. I want to sell the building.
Yeah.
I was like, you can have that house. I want the building. So when it turns over, they're gonna say, who sold you that? Damon, call him again. So I tell people, I don't have any competition because I'm my own competition, and I always see other stuff, like especially with this COVID stuff going on. I'm like, oh, let me pivot and get focused on podcasts and focused on brands and focused on, I want this building. Let me help you sell this building. So for you to say, hey, yeah, let's go. I'm all for, like, let's go. Oh, this question you're gonna love. I'm gonna hurry up because I know you gotta you haven't eaten. I know the food. I know you gotta eat your lunch.
Okay. I can wait.
Oh, thank you. What would be your superpower and why?
I always dreamed about flying.
Really?
I just want to fly because from the perspective of a bird, I would see the world in a completely different way.
That's awesome.
And we see, when we say, hey, just don't look everything, straight. I always tell everyone, go up there and look at the picture from a different perspective.
Nice.
I would love when I'm on an airplane flying from whatever to whatever, I always want to be on the window seat because I want to see how the world looks from up there.
And you know what's so funny? When you talk about an airplane, flying isn't my number one. It's not my jam, but I know we got to fly. But it's so funny you said that. When you look as you're landing and you see all the squares, you're like, oh, it looks really weird, like it's planned out, but you don't think it's planned out. The cities and the neighborhoods are planned out. When you're getting, almost to the airport, you can see, like, this is really just boxes. It's all squares. We think that it's all these curves and all this. It's really a bunch of squares. I was like, It's really just squares. And we
Yeah.
really are microscopic in the terms of those squares. I was like, every city that I've flown to, it looks the same when you land. It's like
Yeah.
it's all just
Yeah.
squares. It's just
Yeah.
all squares, and we're just little ants trying to make our way in the colony of life. And you just go and you try to make the best of it, and that's it. I love it. All right, this is the last question. This is we're almost there. We're almost home. This is for. Well, I'll probably do you one more. This is we had to. Trip and I, we were like, we're still talking about that cheesecake, by the way. We're not happy. You know what? I'm kind of mad at you. And I'm gonna tell you why. You knew darn well what that cheesecake tasted like.
Of course.
We were back in the hotel like this. I wonder if we call and say, hey, can we stop on the way? And we were now, you gotta come to Michigan now. I'm gonna get him to come to Michigan, guys. I'm gonna get him to come here. Michigan, our cheesecake is very tart and very like sharp tasting. You know what I mean? We had that and was like, I'm not a foodie like you guys, but my mouth knew. I'm a big guy. I knew we were like this. Who? What?
I love that.
I was like, what the hell? I'm gonna move this for the cheesecake. I'm gonna be 400 pounds, so you got to walk me everywhere. I can't get in the subway. I can't do but I gotta walk. I'm gonna implode. That was probably. I know for a fact. I'm 46. That was the best dessert I've ever had in my life, hands down.
Quote unquote. I don't know if you ever heard of Food God.
Yes.
Jonathan Sheben.
Yep.
He always tells me the best cheesecake was there. And I always harass him and I say, you have no idea what kind of cheesecake I'm about to get you. Oh, where? I said, don't worry. One day I took him and his mom to the place where I took you that night, La Masseria. The first thing he said after the bar, he goes, Giampaolo, you won't believe it. This is the best cheesecake I ever had in my life.
In my life.
I told you. Mm-hmm.
I mean, when we got back to the hotel room, we were like, is it just me? Or what? I was like, what? So I'm not happy with you. So, because it isn't here. So when you come here, we have to try to, I've been researching because nothing's going to compare to New York.
Absolutely.
Yeah, nothing's going to compare to that. But I'm going to try to take you to a couple of great places here, so you won't be disappointed. No, I'm serious. I'm gonna fly you in. Mm-hmm. I know you don't like people buying you stuff. It's okay. I'm gonna fly you. I know. Look at your eyeballs rolling up. I'm gonna fly you in so you can meet my family in my little office. Like here we go. I'll be super excited.
What you need is just getting into the deep ocean of New York City.
Yep.
Because you will be great for this city.
Oh, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And I'll try not to get lost. I'm gonna have my phone out like, help, I'm stuck. I'm in Soho and I need to be back in where am I? I'm gonna use all my Southern charm, like, hey y'all, I'm stuck and I'm trying to get back home to Jersey. How do I do that?
Yeah.
I'm gonna use all the charm that I have. I'm gonna conquer that. I'm gonna conquer that city. You're gonna be like, look at him go, look at him fly. I'm super duper excited. I have been excited in years. I'll tell you that. I haven't. It takes a lot to get me excited, and that for sure. You threw a punch mouth. What does Gary say? Somebody punches you in the mouth. You don't know what's coming. You for sure punched me in the face. I was like, did he just?
Yeah.
Like what? Yeah, no. So it helped me when I came back home. I got back laser focused. Things that I used to do that I wasn't doing. You know, you get kind of lax because you get set in your ways. I was like, nope. Mm-hmm. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 8, 9, like boom, 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 boom. Let me get laser focused. I don't want to be the LaPluke of the office. The hit to be like, here's that boy again. I want to be like, I want to be with my bag over my around my body, hiking in my shoes. Go, 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 go. You're gonna be so proud. You are. You're gonna be super duper proud. Thank you for coming on. I really appreciate it. You know I love you. This has just been everything. Thank you for, taking time out of your day. This is just and making time for me and my audience. My little show Open House. It's my baby. I love it. And I try to bring on people that my audience doesn't know or that they need to know. Not that they don't know, people that they need to know, because the world is a big place and you need to know international people, and you're an international person. Oh, I forgot a question. I can ask it right now because it's my show. How many languages do you speak?
At the moment, only Italian and English and a little Spanish, but in my past life, I used to speak very fluently Russian and Arabic because I lived in Egypt for 2 years.
I never knew that. That's Slavia. That's the only thing I know. I used to be fluent in French. I thought I was fancy in high school because I was a little bit of a nerd. And I was like, I'm not taking Spanish. I'm going to know French because I'm going to France. And so I was fluent for like 3-4 years. And then I got to college and you only needed 2 years of a foreign language. And I was still fluent. And so I took the 2 years. The moment I stopped the moment the classes were over, it just left. Yeah, it left.
Yeah.
But my friends, it's a lot of, Michigan is heavy Middle Eastern. So they teach me all the bad stuff I'm not supposed to know. Right. But yeah, when I worked with them, they'll teach, they teach you phrases and stuff. So I'll try to get better. But I've been working on my Italian. You'll be proud of me. When I get there, you're going to be proud of me. I've been really, I have my headphones on and I'm like this. Blah, 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 blah. But I got to stop using my hands when I do it. I'm always, using my hands when I do it. But no, I've been practicing. But this has been awesome. I appreciate you, brother. You know I love you.
Thank you.
This is just everything.
I wanted to say thank you for having me again for the first time in your podcast. I want to shout out to the person who actually introduced us, which is my best friend, D-Rock.
Yes.
I want to shout out to my social media manager, Eli. I want to shout out to the restaurant where I'm at right now. I don't know if you guys know, but it's Ray's.
Ray, okay, we'll make sure we add them.
One of my favorite restaurants in New York City. I am looking forward to see you. I'll come to Michigan, and I'm looking forward to have you in New York with us.
Oh, thank you. I was going to put you on a hot seat. I'm not going to let you go because you're my favorite. I was going to be like, give me your top 10 restaurants. I said, Damon, don't ask that because he's going to get in trouble. I was like, we look at
I cannot do that.
I know, because my social media person, Trip, is right here with me. We looked at the questions and we were like this. Don't do that. I wrote the question and then Trip was like, Damon, he know too many people. You know what's so funny? Side note, that Zappello's, the bakery, my God, his staff needs a raise. They were so nice. I was expecting rude people. I walked in and was like, hi. They were like, welcome to New York, blah, 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 blah. I was like, they were so nice and didn't rush me and were like, do you want to sit inside? Do you want to sit outside? Do you need to use the restroom? It was so nice and so classy. And so when we get the video, I was glad that he got me biting into it because I was like, because people were asking me, Damon, where is that at? I was like, it's in Manhattan. You can't drive there. You can't go tomorrow.
I have known the owner, which is a dear friend of mine. His name is Fabio. He used to be one of the biggest nightlife promoter in New York City. Nice. I met him when I just moved here, and he finally made happen one of his dreams, which was opening a bakery, and finally opened this Zeppola place. It's a really, really, really good bakery in New York City. I'm very proud of him. It's
super nice. He followed me on Instagram and I was like, oh, I said, wait. He followed me. It was, and I'm a big customer service guy, and I know it's COVID, and I get it.
Yeah.
But it was like a normal day. It was they were so nice. And I tell people, you never know who knows who. So just be nice to everybody. Who knew that you knew him? Who knew?
Yeah.
When I saw it on Instagram, I was like, does this boy know everybody? I was like, what? How does he? Trip was like, Giampaolo's on your Instagram talking about this bakery. I was like, what? Who? I was like, oh, they know everybody. I was like, oh, okay, here we go. So yeah, that's why I try to be nice to people, because you never know.
Never know.
You never know the kind of the day somebody's having, or you never know who knows who. Now, if I was being a jerk, they'd be like, don't serve him no more. But yeah, I'm trying to be nice to everybody. And that's a prime example of you never know who knows who. It was.
But you're not trying to be nice to everybody. You're just a nice person.
Oh, thank you.
I know that, because that's what a lot of people say. Oh, I'm trying to be nice to everyone. No, in fact, you're just a good person, and this is the way you treat other people. It's not you trying to be, because you're not a bad person. I can feel that. And I wanted to thank you for having me in your podcast. I'm blessed.
Thank you. No, I'm the blessed one. Thank you so much. I'm going to let you continue the rest of your day. We'll talk.
Thank you.
For sure. I'm going to book
you
want Delta? I'm going to book your plane. Look at
Thank you.
You are so welcome. We'll be in touch soon. Everybody, this was Giampaolo Ienna, restaurateur, real estate tycoon, man about town, international businessman, just, a person that I look up to, a great guy, very inspirational. Please go check him out. If you haven't already, please go follow him. If you're in New York, New Jersey, Maryland, DC, it's all East Coast. Make sure you follow him for all your real estate and business needs. And when this episode comes out, make sure to follow me there too as well. Thank you, Giampaolo. I appreciate you. You have a great rest of your day, and we will talk soon. And everybody else, as always, here's hoping that your open house will close soon. Bye, everybody.
Ciao.